now the recording. Okay, ya Allah, probably is raining and it takes a longer time for it to record. Have to be like a wizard. Come on, where's the red button? Still like doing this. Okay, now it's recording. Okay, why do I stop? Yes, you need to have your in-text citations. Why? Let's say, yeah, you are doing your argumentative paper or problem solution paper. And of course, you have a stance or you have a suggestions. And basically, we need the in-text citations to support our points, to justify, to rationalize. So when you are writing an academic paper, readers would want to see how much credibility do you have how much knowledge that you have, how much research have you done, all right? So by putting in your in-text citations, these citations can actually help you to support your stance and make them, realize that you are not the only one who is saying this, or perhaps other people are saying the other way around. So we need in-text citations for our academic paper, academic. So if you are writing like a normal article, you don't necessarily need in-text citations, but since this is academic paper, so yeah, whatever it is, we can't run away from it. All right, so selecting sources, again, I can't click on the slideshow. You know what happened if I click on that. All right, so sources or references are text or other text that you use in your academic paper. You need to refer to some reliable sources. It helps your writing and make it more credible. There are many different sources to help support your academic research or academic paper. Again, we want to say that we have the credibility, we know what we are talking about, and what else? Okay, I think. What types of sources? Okay, academic articles. But for you, UHLB2122, I don't want to restrict you from reading other articles. It's not only academic articles. You can just simply read something like informal, probably blogs, but I don't encourage you to use personal blogs developed by high school students, for example. So the blogs itself must have credibility. Okay, and then academic journal articles. I believe that you have joined the library skills class, and the librarian actually told you where you can get these journal articles. I hope you concentrate. Yeah, I was hoping that you concentrate in, you put your concentration, your full concentration during the library skill class. I hope you know where you can get these journal articles, research papers as well, and ebooks. You can get e-newspapers, e-magazine. Newspaper itself, the hard copy, or the book, the hard copy one, the magazine, the hard copy one. But now everything is e. Okay, so where to find credible sources? Okay, Google Scholar, UTM library databases. So I hope you know. So I said Google, my phone is suddenly on Google. All right. Okay, so how to select the right article? How current is the information? Okay, but for you, UHLB2122, I don't mind if you get articles which are 20 years back or 10 years back. I don't care, as long as it is in English. But for your first year project or other assignments, you have to ask your supervisor how current the information that they want. Okay, so probably your supervisor will say that, okay, not more than 5 years or not more than 3 years. So it has to be as recent as possible. I mean, depending on your supervisor or your lecturers. But for you, UHLB2122, I don't mind as long as it is in English. But if you have an article in Arabic, for example, or in Mandarin or in Tamil, I don't. Actually, it is acceptable. It is actually acceptable. It's just that you would have to do paraphrasing. Yeah, obviously, you can't copy and paste and direct quote the Mandarin version into your academic paper. Of course, you will have to rewrite. Okay, rewrite what is reported in that particular article written in Mandarin or Mandarin or Tamil. Okay, what information is presented? What information is presented? Is it relevant to your research? And of course, there's like hundreds of thousands and of articles available online, but you have to find the information which are relevant to your academic paper. All right. Authority. Who is the author? Is he or she credible? Again, normally whoever writes the journal article, they are like automatically known as a credible writer. But the usual problem would be the normal internet article or online article or blogs, for example. So if the blogs are developed by postgraduate students or medical officer or because a lot of professionals, they actually have their own blogs. So you have to see who actually developed the blogs. But let's say the blog, nowadays the kids are so advanced, they have like even as young as 10 years old or probably 14 or 13, they have their own blogs and they can just write about anything. But again, you have to see the credibility. If it is really confirmed that the blogger is not a professional or a high school student or a primary school student, you wouldn't want to take their citations or articles into your academic paper, right? Okay, so accuracy. Are the sources reliable? Okay, and then purpose. What is the purpose of the text? All right. Again, you have hundreds and thousands of articles, so you have to consider the purpose of the text. Right. What to do when searching for sources? Of course, the normal thing that we will do is we will skim the text or articles. If it is journal articles, we will read quickly the abstract. The objectives are normally stated in the abstract. The participants are a bit about the methodology, about the findings. Okay. And not only that, you will also skim through the subheadings, the title, the subheadings. So if you feel that it is relevant to your academic paper, then you will just keep the soft copy, right? And then while you are recording or keeping the soft copy of the reading article, you would want to record the author's name, the date or the year of publication, the title or URL. But teacher, sometimes the internet articles, they don't give us the author's names. What do we do? Okay, I will talk about that later. And the same goes to date or year of publication. It's not even stated. So what do we do? Yes, I will tell you what to do next. Okay, and normally it has title. And if it is found on the internet, you will have to record the URL, the website page, all right? That is actually important. Okay, consider the number of pages. Let's say you found a journal article about 20 pages long. Can you take that article? I don't encourage you because it's too long. And furthermore, journal article or research can be so complicated. So you are not going to make your life miserable for UHLB2122. You would want to just neglect that 20-page long article or 10-page long, even 10 pages is still considered long. So don't make your life complicated. Go for, less complicated ones, right? But if you want to still read the 10-page or 10-page long articles, go ahead. It's up to you. Right. What to avoid? Do not select articles which are unpublished, no author or year. But let's say you go for dissertation, unpublished dissertation. So let's say you go to the library, there are dissertations or theses that is still considered as unpublished. And there are format for that. But I don't mind. If you go to the library and you go for those things, I don't mind actually. Okay, too long, over 10 pages. Okay, so yep, I don't encourage you, but if you want, go ahead, right? Too complex, too complex, especially when it contains a lot of medical jargons, or the lawyers, for example, they have their own jargons in specific areas. They have their own terms that they normally use, all right? And the common people are not used to these jargons or medical terms or these terms, right? So you would want to avoid these too complex articles, right? Outdated over 10 years, like I told you earlier, I don't mind. But for other assignments, you have to ask your supervisor. Okay, so a big no. I don't want Wikipedia, but I can consider personal blogs. Okay, why can't we accept Wikipedia? Can anybody tell me? Why can't we accept?
Everyone can choose the
Mr. Kim?
information in every time.
Yes, anyone can just edit the page, add in information, delete information. So it's always updated from time to time, and it's just that, you know, everyone's spot. All right. So we don't want that kind of article. All right. Uh-huh. Okay, sorry. Okay, so personal box, like I told you, if it is developed by high school students, we don't want that. But if it is medical officer or professionals, okay, we can consider. Google Translate, yes. When you, let's say the thing that I mentioned to you, the articles can be in Arabic or Mandarin or whichever language, and then you use the Google Translate to translate the article, and tada, I have the English version. Okay, no, that is not going to happen. So we don't want that. What you can do is, of course, you will just read the articles in whichever language, and you still have to give credit to the author, although it is not written in English, right? So basically, you are not going to translate the whole article. Probably you would just want to consider or summarize the whole text, for example, and you write it in English. Okay, that will be acceptable, right? Okay. So let's get started. Let's get started. Where do we start? All right. So let's move on to APA. APA. Okay, let me just close this. APA citation skills. Okay, so this is for in-text citation skills. You will have to deal with this a lot in your academic paper. The acronym is inappropriate. Okay, so acronym is basically the abbreviation of form from the initial letter. Like, for example, what is it? World Health Organization is WHO. NASA, for example, is NASA. What is NASA? NASA. So acronym is inappropriate. Okay, so citation skills, this is for in-text citations. Okay, caution, this is going to be long. Okay, this is going to be long and confusing. Okay, last time I had class with another class talking about this, dealing with APA. We took about 1.5 hours. Okay, right, or almost 2 hours actually, like solid 2 hours. Okay, so caution is this is going to be long. So you would want to have your bottle next to you or chips, okay? All right, so citation skills is basically your ability to include other people's ideas in your writing. And of course, you have to give appropriate credit, okay? Appropriately giving credit to the original writer, even if you paraphrase. Okay, what is paraphrasing? You read an article and then you rewrite it in your own language. You use your own language to retell, to express the author's ideas. Okay, but of course you can't change the meaning. Even if you do that, you still have to give credit. How do we give credit to the writer? By putting in their surname and the year of publication in your academic paper. That comes, together with the in-text citation. So that is how we give credit. We mention their surname and the year of publication in your academic paper for the in-text citations. Okay, so why are citations required? because it is a standard practice for scholars. You are university students, so this is something that you can't avoid. Okay, whenever an external source of information is used, an acknowledgement to the original writer should be given. Okay, should be given. So you are not going to take 100% credit for coming up with your academic paper. Obviously, you have to have citations. Yes, you have to acknowledge the original writer. Proper citing skills will also increase the credibility of the writer's ideas, okay? Because you support your ideas with reliable sources, okay? And the other benefit is that your readers will be able to know the sources that you referred to, and let's say they want to read on further, they can just go to your reference list and get the reference for that one particular article. They can just go to the URL if they want to read more or understand more. Okay, proper citation helps skills help prevent plagiarism. So this is what we want to avoid. That is why we talk about paraphrasing, we talk about direct quotations, we talked about summary last time. Okay, so we had lessons on paraphrasing. So after this, like towards the end of the lesson today, I will touch on direct quotations and I will give you an exercise for that. Okay, so to prevent plagiarism. Right. What to cite? All ideas and information taken from another source. Direct quotations. Direct quotations is basically you just copy and paste from that article and then you copy and paste them into your academic paper, 1 or 2 sentences or 1 paragraph. But of course, you have to give proper punctuations. Okay, punctuations. Or sayings from famous people or authors. What is it? For example, like as simple as you jump, I jump. Where do you get that? Where do you hear that? Or any other famous saying by famous people. Okay, like around the world, people already know this saying. Okay, or paraphrasing of passages. Yeah, paraphrase. You have to cite. Again, you have to give credit because you paraphrase from an article, you bring it into your academic paper. Even if you write it in your own words, you still have to give credit. Okay, other people's idea. Okay, but what to cite? What not to cite? Okay, your own words or ideas and original research. Okay, but let's say you are the writer. I mean, you are a researcher. Is it wrong for you to cite your own work? For example, like Alex Ling Jin Kai. Okay, so Ling 2021. So let's say Alex wrote an article last year. Okay, research article last year, 2020. And then this year you are writing another paper. Can you cite yourself? What do you think?
I think need to cite.
You need to cite. Okay, but I have seen the writer itself citing their own paper like last year or last 2 years. I have seen writers do that, but it's not really encouraged because you want it to be like developed. But it's actually not wrong. It's not wrong to cite your own research into your and cite it in your new research. So it's not wrong actually. But normally the common practice would be to use other people's research. Okay, then you put it in your current research. But actually this is not wrong. Okay, by the way, the slides are prepared by the committee. So I can just say, okay, this is okay, this is not okay. Common knowledge, facts, such as facts, observation, and sayings. So like let's say like last time Hadi asked me, teacher, can we like coincidentally the idea is the same with what the other article said in their article. If it is actually your common knowledge, then you don't have to cite. But let's say yeah, and facts, for example, the sun rises from the west or east. Oh, west, no. Okay, so It's a fact that is known by everybody in the world, living person. So all or water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, like I told you last time. So you don't have to have citations for that. It is a well-known fact, all right? But let's say it's for definition or factors, okay, you would want to have citations for that. But if it is like very well-known facts or from your observation, and coincidentally your idea is the same with the other writer, you don't need to cite. Okay, events and concepts which are widely known. Okay, so it's the same case with facts and other situations which you already know or everybody knows. Okay, let's say you jump from the building, what will happen to you is either you injure yourself or you die. So it's a common situation that everybody knows the repercussions or consequences. Okay, so quotations. For direct quotations, somebody asked me in the group last time, teacher, about direct quotations. So when do we use direct quotations? Okay, when the original wording is engaging for the reader and you feel you could not match this. So basically, if you paraphrase this one particular sentence or two sentences or one paragraph, you think that, oh, this is like way too far. The standard is way too far from the original sentences, and you think that if you paraphrase, it will lose power. It will not be as powerful as the original sentence. So you would want to use direct quotations. Okay, and if the quote is particularly well known, okay, like everybody knows the saying, like "you jump, I jump," Titanic. Okay, so okay, that is a silly saying or quote, but you might have other quotes that can support your academic paper. Okay, then you can just use the direct quotation. Okay, where the exact words of an authority would lend support to your own ideas. Okay, authority, of course, when we talk about authority, whoever has the authority. So we don't normally paraphrase. Okay, we will use direct quotations because we want to maintain the feeling, the emotion, the aura of the sentence. Okay, when you want to give the author's exact position, so let's say you want to criticize the author's position, you would want to just direct quote what the writers said in their article, and then you bring it in and then followed by your criticism or your opinion or your review. So that is actually possible for you to use direct quotations. All right, and another thing would be if there are specific terms that you can't paraphrase, then you would just use direct quotations. All right. Okay, paraphrasing, we already know this. Why do we paraphrase? Because of course we want to demonstrate our understanding. Teacher, okay, readers, I actually understood why I read. Okay, that's why I paraphrased this. Okay, understand the ideas of the author. Okay, and then sometimes the article gives so many difficult situations or difficult language, so we want to ease the job for the readers to understand. So that is why we paraphrase, okay, to assist readers by explaining difficult concepts or terminology. So we are so kind enough to paraphrase, to make it easier for the readers to understand the concept or the terminology. Okay, when the original ideas are impressive, but the original wording is less. So it's not that like, okay, oh, the idea is like, whoa, but the way the original writer puts it or writes it in their article, it's like, man, is this how you write it? So I can write better. Okay, when you want to change the emphasis of the ideas to better match your own context, especially when you are writing your academic paper, you would want to somehow like make it sound like it's supporting you or make it like if you are using it to show that the writer has a different opinion from you, you would want to have the paraphrase version to match the context of your academic paper. And then we paraphrase because we want to avoid using too many direct quotations. Can you just imagine your 5 to 7 page academic paper? right from the beginning till the end, from paragraph 1 till the last paragraph, you only have direct quotations. It's full with this quotation marks. Okay, so it doesn't look nice. So for your academic paper, let's say you have 10 in-text citations, I'm expecting 9 paraphrase version, only 1 direct quotation, right? Okay, so summary is summary is not something alien to all of you. How do we summarize? We normally read the whole text and we find the main idea and the key important points, and then we just write it in one sentence or in one paragraph. Okay. Summarize when you want to establish background or offer an overview of a topic, right? Or you want to describe common knowledge from several sources about a topic. For example, like you have 3 articles or 4 articles talking about the same thing. So you would just want to summarize these 3 or 4 articles talking about the same thing, and then you just put it in 1 sentence or 2 sentences or in 1 paragraph. Okay, so it's a common knowledge that mentioned in the 3 or 4 articles. So you just summarize it. You want to determine the main ideas of a single source. So again, yes, that's what we do. We determine the main ideas, and we still consider the key important points mentioned in the article. Okay, citation format, like I told you, that's a lot: APA, MLA, Harvard, others. However, these notes will only cover the APA, American Psychological Associations, depending on the areas of study. So business, engineering, okay, you have to ask your supervisor, right? So in the APA format, citations are included in the sentences and paragraph of the text. This is known as in-text citations. So citations in the sentences and paragraph of the text, it is in-text citations. Okay, the reference list with complete details of the sources used is also included at the end of the report paper. So that is the references. Okay, I will talk more about referencing skills after this. Okay, so for APA, you have 2 in-text citations, and when you have in-text citations, you have to prepare the reference list. Right, so in-text citations, APA format. Okay, when you use APA format, the name of the author and the year of publication of the original document are required. Okay, names and the year of publication of the original document are required. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Okay, this is all the Mat Saleh's name. Okay, Hadi and Khalid. Mat Saleh is the Westerners. The Mat Saleh is the white people. Okay, so they have these names. Okay, let's say you have this article written by John Abraham Smith and the year of publication is 2015, or Mary Ann Colt, 2012, Justin Bieber, okay, 2021, or Ellen Contini Morava, 2020. So let's imagine you have all these articles written by all these writers. These are their full names. But when you want to do in-text citations, you only need the surname. Okay, surname. So what is the surname? Here, Smith. Okay, Colt, Bieber. So don't take A. Bieber. And then what about this one? Is it Morava or Contini Morava? You tell me. Morava only or Contini Morava?
I think Morava only.
Okay, so in this case, like let's say you say this kind of name, normally the position will be right at the back in the full name. So when you see a hyphen here, so this is actually the full surname. Okay, so Contini Morava. So it's considered as one surname. Contini Morava is the surname. Okay, so let's just imagine in your academic paper for in-text citation. So let's say you cite all this. Okay, so you have the parent narrative. Okay, Smith 2015. So you don't mention John Abraham Smith 2015. You just have to take the Smith, the surname, which is Smith 2015. Suggest that. So this is a reporting verb. This is narrative. as reported by Colt. You don't take Mary Ann 2012. Okay, we don't use the first name, we use the surname. And Justin A. Bieber, so the surname only, Bieber 2021, found that. So narrative form, okay, Bieber. So you don't add A. Bieber 2021 here. So this is actually wrong. You just have to have Bieber. But even if I say this many times, students still do the same mistake. So I hope you don't do that mistake, right? According to Contini Morava, because this is hyphenated, although it's two names, there are two here, but it's hyphenated, so we take this as the surname Contini Morava 2020. Okay, so Chinese names, Chinese with Christian names, Indian names, Korean names, Japanese names. Okay, so Asian, okay, Eastern names. Tan Mei Hua, so the family name, we take the family name, okay, only the family name. Tan 2010 mentioned that, okay. And then Thomas Chow Vun Fu, which name should we take? It should be the family name, okay, Chow 2019, okay, Chow, the family name only. Arvind Kumar, we take Kumar. For Indian name, we take Kumar 2014 or whatever the year of publication is. Park Si-won, this is a Korean name. Same like Chinese names, we just take the family name, which is Park 2018. Okay, Mastoshi Nomura, we take the family name, which is Nomura. Nomura 2021 suggested that. Okay, so when you do reference list, teacher, how do we know if how can we find this in the references? Okay, remember, yes, for the APA formatting style, for the in-text citations, you must mention this, and you have to prepare the reference list as well. So let's just imagine this is in-text citations in your academic paper. Okay, so when we want to find the reference for Tan, what is the name that appears in the reference list? Anybody knows? What is the name? What is the format for the name that appear in the reference list? For example, Tan Mei Hua. Okay, let me. Okay, this is for reference list. Okay, like list in your references. Okay, how do we find Tan? How do we write Tan's name? Okay, Tan, T-A-N, comma, M dot H dot 2010, and then followed by whatever title of the article. So so when you say Tan in here, in in-text citations in your academic paper, I will find the match on the reference page. Then I would see Tan, Tan 2010 is here, okay? And then for example, this one, for reference list, so it should be Chow, comma, and then what else? What are the initial names? Any idea?
Thomas Soon Fu.
Okay, so it should be T V F dot 2019 full stop, and then followed by the title of the article or the blogs or whatever. Okay, so when I look for Chow in your reference list, I can straight away find Chow here. Okay, what about Arvind Kumar? So we take the family name here. So it should start with Kumar, comma, A dot 2014 full stop, and then followed by the title of the article or whatever. So when I see the in-text citations Kumar, and then when I want to find the match in the reference list, I straight away find Kumar here. So I don't want to see, okay, let's say you write Kumar 2014 in your academic paper, but in your reference list, you write it Arvind, comma, K dot. 2014. How can I find Arvin in your in-text citations? Because you write Kumar here. So they must match 1 to 1. Okay, Kumar and Kumar. So if you write Kumar in your in-text citations, but you write Arvin, comma, K dot, where can I find the match? Okay, although Arvin Kumar is the writer's name, but let's say I don't know. Let's say I don't know that the full name is Arvin Kumar. So I definitely say, oh, this is wrong. I just deduct your marks. So it's your fault, okay? It's your fault. Right, so it's the same case with this. So for reference list, you just write, okay, sorry, park, comma, s dot w dot 2018 full stop, and then followed by the article. Title of the article. So when I want to find park in the references, I straight away see park. I don't see one, comma. Okay, so I don't want to see one, comma, p dot s dot. So this is actually wrong. Okay, so it must match park and park, Kumar and Kumar, Chow and Chow, Tan and Tan. So Nomura, comma, M dot 2021 full stop, and then followed by the title of the article. So match. Nomura. So one. Ling. Muhammad. Okay, or Yip. Okay. Right, so let's say Malay's name. Okay, we don't have family name, we don't have surname. Okay, so how do we deal with Malay names? Ainun Mardia binti Ramli, Roslan Shafi, Haji Abdul Rahman, Haji Embong. But normally, okay, I have seen articles written by Malay writers. They have all this title, doctor, professor. Actually, yeah, that kind of designation is not to be included in the article. So they just need their names only. Okay, so for example, like Malay names, we just take Ainun Mardia, their name, okay, the writer's name itself. Okay, Ainun Mardia 2015, Roslan. So in a study by Roslan 2017, so we don't say Shafi. Okay, Shafi'i 2017. So we don't take the father's name, okay? And then, for example, like this one, when it has Haji Abdul Rahman Embong, so we don't consider this. We just take Abdul Rahman 2020. Okay, and another case would be, if you see medical doctor, MD, M.D. something like that, or DR, you don't include that in your references or in-text citations. You don't. You just need names, their names, whatever their title is. Okay? Right. How to write in-text citations? Okay, I think I have told you last time this the types of citations would be narrative. Narrative is actually included within the sentence. Okay, within the sentence is embedded in sentence. Okay, so for example, Smith 2015 argued. You have the reporting verb here. Okay, so another one is parenthetical. Okay, so this is narrative which is embedded in the sentence. So the source included within the sentence. Okay, so Smith 2015 argued that fast food, whatever. According to Sullivan and Davidson 2013, children are often fed fast food by their parents. Okay, so this is narrative. Another type is parenthetical. They are in parentheses. See here. See here. Okay. So you have the citation that paraphrase or direct quotation. Okay, and then in brackets the names of the author and the year of publication. All right. Not embedded in sentence. Right at the end, the author's names and the year of publication are right at the end of your citations. Okay, for this one, for your academic paper later on, for outline, I don't really mind. Okay, you can just use parenthetical. But for your academic paper later on, you would have to use the combination of narrative and parenthetical. So you can just imagine, if everything is parenthetical, okay, just imagine if everything, your citations right from the beginning till the end is parenthetical. Ya Allah, boringnya. Okay. So I want you to combine, like probably this citation you use narrative, and then the next one is also narrative, and the third one is parenthetical, and then goes back to narrative again, and then parenthetical, parenthetical, narrative. So it's mixed, okay, narrative and parenthetical. All right. So I don't want to see all in parenthetical. Okay. Even if I double buih, like no matter how many times I remind you, there will still be students doing whatever things that I don't want you to do. Okay. Citing different authors. Right. Different authors. So one author, what do we do? It's easy. Okay. It's easy. You just take the surname and the year of publication. For example, like this one, Lee, okay, Lee. So in the reference list, it should appear like this, Lee P. dot 2010 full stop, and then followed by the title of the article. So Lee and Lee. Ahmad Faizul Daud, okay, Ahmad Faizul 2018. So it should be Ahmad Faizul. So this is for the Malay name, D. dot. Okay, and then 2018, right? And then followed by the title of the article, right? So Ahmad Faizul, I will see Ahmad Faizul here. Okay, this is one article, one author, no problem, right? Okay, what if we have two authors? Okay, we have two authors. If you have two authors, if the article is written by two authors, you have to mention both. Okay, Gibbs and Peters. Gibbs and Peters, 2016. Okay, this is narrative. Okay, this is narrative. But what is the difference between narrative and parenthetical? What difference do you see? Other than, of course, the brackets, is this one. Okay, if it is narrative, which is embedded in the sentence, you will spell out A and D. But if it is parenthetical, you have the paraphrase version here, or direct quotation or summary. And then right at the end will be the brackets, the author's names in the brackets. You just have to use this ampersand, AMPERSAND. So just the symbol, okay, the symbol here. Okay, normally I will just do like this if I write it, but I don't know. Okay, so basically, yeah, just use that symbol, okay, for parenthetical. Right, so again, David and Queen. For this one, in reference, okay, in reference, I will find David, comma, C. dot, and Queen, comma, J. dot 2019, comma, followed by the title of the article. Okay, so I find David and Queen, David and Queen. Okay, so for this one, Gibbs. So this is for this reference, Gibbs A and Peters D 2016, full stop, and then followed by the title of the article. Okay, so Gibbs and Peters, I can find Gibbs and Peters. So if you write Gibbs and Peters here, but you wrote Andrew, comma, G, and David, comma, P here, I cannot find it till kiamat. Okay, right. So if there are two authors, you have to write the two authors' names. So again, narrative, you have to spell A and D. Parenthetical, in parentheses, you have to use this symbol, right? If there are three or more authors, what do we do, teacher? Ya Allah, it's a lot. Three authors, they are not a lot. The older version, you have to spell the three authors' names. You have to mention the three authors' names. But the new edition, you just have to use at all. It's like and the gang. Okay, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 authors. Okay, there are 5 authors. Okay, once it is 3 or more authors, okay, this is the format that you have to use. Okay, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If these names appear like this in the article, don't you simply change the order of the names, because number 1, it means that he or she is the main contributor, the main writer. So if you suddenly place Amy Anderson as the 5th writer, marah. Amy Anderson will get mad because she is actually the main contributor. Why do you put me in the 5th place? So that is actually incorrect. So you have to follow the order. Okay, follow order. Okay, as it comes or as it appears in the article. So, of course, we have to take the surname Anderson. Okay, Sullivan, Thomas, Bell, and Lee. But because this is 3 or more authors, we only have to mention Anderson's surname only, followed by and the gang, at all. So see the full stop here. Don't simply put the full stop here. No, and then full stop here. That is the wrong format. Okay, so the full stop is only at all. Okay, at all. Okay, I know, teacher, it's just a full stop. So if you just put the full stop anywhere you like, are you following the right format? No. Okay, if you simply put the comma or whatever here, suddenly you add comma or comma here, is it the right format? No, it's wrong. If it is wrong, will you get marks? No, of course, because it's wrong. So yeah, I'm very particular with all these things. So beware, beware. Because I was a secretarial student, so I can type very fast, and I'm very concerned about, where you place your full stop, your capital letter, your lowercase, your comma, your punctuation marks. I'm so sorry. You got a teacher which is so like, okay, so this is parenthetical. You have the paraphrase version here or the direct quotation or summary, and then in brackets, see, okay, you have the full stop. Of course, you have the comma. Okay, of course, you have the comma because this is parenthetical. Okay, and then close bracket, and then full stop again. Full stop again. So you don't put the full stop here. It should be after the bracket. Teacher, confusing. Okay, never mind. You will make mistakes, and I will highlight what you need to improve. So that is when we learn. You will learn. Okay, so don't be afraid to make mistakes, but please avoid mistakes that I want you to do. Okay, because I have said it to you now. I have said it to you today. Okay, right. Ya Allah, teacher, you bebel banyak sangat. Okay. Okay, indirect source. Okay, indirect source. This is the one thing that can cause headache to you. Okay, just imagine. Okay, you have this. This is the article that you have. Oh, chop. Before that, let me go back to Anderson. Okay, so in text citations, you only have Anderson at all. But what about reference list? Teacher, do we just need to mention Anderson's name only? Or do we need to state all the names, all the 5 names? Yes, you have to state all the 5 names. So it should be Anderson, comma, A, full stop, comma. And then Sullivan, comma, A, full stop, comma. Okay, and then Thomas. Ya Allah, teacher, is it like this? Yes, comma. And then Bell, comma, J dot, okay, and then N, Lee, comma, K dot, and then followed by the year of publication, full stop, and then the title of the article. Ya Allah, teacher, panjangnya. Oh, this is only 5 writers. You may have 6, you may have 7, you may have 19 authors. So if there are more, if it is more than 20, you have to, there is a different format. I will show it to you later. Okay, so when I find in Anderson in the in-text citations, I will also look for Anderson. So, and these are the at all. Okay, these are the at all. Right. Okay, indirect source. This is going to give you headache, but please slowly understand this. Okay, let's just imagine, okay, article that you have. This is the article that you have. What article? Written by Anderson and the gang, 2020. But in Anderson, you find this name, citation that is available in the article that you want to take. Okay, you have Anderson's article, but there is a citation in Anderson that you want to take. And that citation actually comes from Gardner 2019. Kan? You have encountered this before. So how do we do this? So yes, you can. However, for indirect sources, UHLB2122, I don't mind. It's up to you. You can have as many indirect sources as you want, but for your first year project or other assignments, your lecturers won't be happy to see a lot of indirect sources. It means that you have to go to the original sources. Okay, so it's like indirect sources is like you are taking many routes to go to the original writer. So that is actually so confusing. So you have to ask your lecturers or supervisors. Okay, so how do we deal with this? So let's imagine this is your in-text citations in your academic paper. According to Gardner, okay, whatever it is, you still have to mention the surname of the citation that appears in Anderson. Okay, and then what's the year? According to Gardner 2019, in bracket here, as cited in Anderson et al. 2020. Okay, this is the article that you have. Okay, this is the article that you have. According to Gardner 2019, as cited in, like in Malay, if you direct translate it, seperti dipetik di dalam. Okay, as cited, not as cited, okay, as cited in Anderson et al. 2020. Or this is narrative. Okay, this is narrative. This one is parenthetical. You have the paraphrase version or direct quotation or summary, and then in brackets, Gardner, 2019, as cited in Anderson et al. Full stop, 2020, close bracket, full stop. Ya Allah, teacher, this is so confusing. Okay, you don't have to memorize this. You can always refer to this file for indirect source. So be careful with the comma here, comma. Okay, so as cited in. Okay, so I will give you an example for indirect source. Okay, so let's say, teacher, there is no author's name. How do we do it? Okay, let's say the article is written or developed, or the website itself is developed by an organization. For example, this one, University of Michigan, and there's no date. How do we do? Okay, what do we do? According to the University of Michigan, it means that the organization's name replace the author's name and no date. Okay, so no date and dot d dot. Okay, there's no space in between. Okay, and dot d dot. So this one actually is no date. Okay, or Health World Health Organization 2018. Okay, for this one, as reported by World Health Organization, so normally it has the acronym. Okay, for in-text citations, we will use acronyms. Okay, so the first time you mention it, you have to mention in full World Health Organization, and then in brackets the acronym WHO. Okay, and the year of publication. But when you cite WHO for the second time in your academic paper, you just have to use WHO only. You don't have to repeat World Health Organization anymore. Okay, so second time mention acronym only. First time mention full name and acronym. Okay, so yeah, that's it. No, not that's it. Okay, yeah, this is for articles which has no author's name. It only has organization's name or institution. okay, as reported by World Health Organization in bracket WHO 2018, close bracket, comma, okay, and then the paraphrase version or direct quotations. Okay, please let me know if you have questions, because I will just go on and on and on without stopping. Okay, so let's say there is no author, but this website gathers many writers. Okay, so sometimes you can see website which has so many writers. So it's like a melting pot for writers to submit their articles. Okay, you just have to take the website's name. Okay, Pew Research Center, for example, and the year is 2020. If there is no date, then n.d. Okay, Pew Research Center discovered that, or this is narrative, this is parenthetical, and then stopbullying.gov.gov. So this is a website which gathers many writers. So you just use the website name, okay, the name of the website, and year of publication is included. Okay, normally it was the articles will state the full date. Okay, then you will have to use, but for in-text citations, the year of publication is enough. But for the references later on, you have to include the full date. Normally the website will have the full date. Okay, inserting citations. When the source is embedded within the sentence, usually it requires some words or phrases to help introduce the citations. It's not like ding, citation. So like there's some phrases that you can use to introduce the citations. Different words and phrases are used to show the author's attitudes towards the information cited. For example, okay, so these are the phrases that you can use for in-text citations. Opening phrases, okay? Your opening phrases included before the author's names. According to, as mentioned by, as reported by, as suggested by, if it is suggestion lah. As claimed by, okay, claim, what is claim? What is claim in your opinion? He claims that she likes him. So probably that individual himself said that one particular thing, but it's not confirmed by other party. So you can just use claim, right? So in academic paper as well, writers can claim, oi Raya. Okay, people can claim. So it may not be confirmed by other parties. So you can just use the word claim. Okay, as mentioned by, again, the surname, as reported by Lee 2010, according to Gibbs and Peters 2016. Okay, these are the opening phrases that you can use. So don't use according to all the time. So please, variety. Have variety, different opening phrases. Okay, verbs, signal verbs. Admits, agrees, argues, asserts, believes, claims, compares, confirms. Again, it depends on the article and what you want to write in your academic paper lah. Okay, so the reporting verbs will help you to put it the way you want. Okay, emphasize, insist, notes, observe, points out, reasons, refutes, rejects, reports. So again, depends on the citations that you took and that you want to bring into your academic paper. So Park, again, the surname. Park 2018 believes that. Kumar 2014 argues that. And obviously in Kumar, probably you read about his arguments on a particular issue. So you can use the word argue. Arnon Mardia states that. So she simply states. David and Quinn claim that. So probably they are the only ones who said it. Anderson et al. Report that probably is a kind of report that they prepared. Anderson and the gang prepared. Okay, so you can use these verbs. Okay, verbs that come after author's name. So normally it's for narrative. Okay, narrative citations. You will use these words and phrases, right? Okay, reviewing citations. It is important. Okay, so example, Okay, let's just imagine this is your academic paper. Normally when you write your academic paper, I will emphasize on the topic sentence and the supporting details. So the same thing here, just imagine that this is your academic paper, one paragraph in your academic paper. You have the main idea. Okay, you have the main idea. Our main idea is the topic sentence carries the main idea. So this is about prevention of internet addiction, necessary precautions when they use the internet. So Quinn and White 2019 suggested by Quinn and White 2019, and then followed by the paraphrase version or direct quotation or summary, and then evaluation. Of course, this is your opinion. You are not simply putting the in-text citations and tada, that's it, I'm done with my paragraph. No, okay, so normally you will have to put in your evaluation, your opinion, your reaction, okay, towards the main ideas or the in-text citations, right? Another example is the same thing. You have the main idea, and then this is parenthetical. So this is narrative as suggested by Quinn and White 2019. So this is parenthetical. So paraphrase or direct quotation here, read here, and then your evaluation, your reaction, your opinion. Okay, academic paper, we need your opinion. Ta-da! Learning to cite properly will make you a more effective and credible writer. Cite all borrowed information and ideas used in your work. Okay, even if you paraphrase, you use your own language, but you get this idea from an article, you still have to give citation. You have to give credit to the writer. Ya Allah. Okay, 9:26 now. Okay, so let me just open some files. Okay, if you still remember referencing exercise. Okay, I hope you are not sleeping right now. I hope you're not sleeping right now. Okay, so if you still remember the 4 files I shared on e-learning, and if you still remember, I asked you to go to the links and save the files as PDF and upload the files on Padlet. Okay, so so now they are available on 2 platforms, e-learning and the Padlet. So the Padlet, okay, do you still remember this? I don't know whether you still remember your Padlet or not, how it looks like. Okay, so this is the Padlet that you completed last time, and congratulations to all groups. You managed to upload the PDF files on this Padlet. Okay, so if you still remember, so this is how they look like. You upload the PDF file. So you have 2 platforms now, e-learning and why it's not coming out, and the Padlet. Okay, all right, so ya Allah. Okay, now you tell me. I don't know whether I can counting. I cannot counting. Okay, I cannot counting. Okay, let me download this. Okay, so this is actually a journal article with DOI. Okay, let's just imagine you are using this article for your academic paper. Okay, now for in-text citations, I want you to tell me the names that we should take in the in-text citations. For the in-text citations, how many writers here? We have, okay, we have 3 writers. Okay, sekejap. All right, okay, let me open it. Kenapa? Sekejap.
Doctor, I have a question.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Like, we can cite a different language paper, right?
Yeah, you can.
If just for example, it's a Chinese author, and then he his paper is written in Chinese character, and then his name is in Chinese character also. How do I cite his name?
Okay, so of course it has the sound, right? For example, like Zhang Ziyi, for example.
Yeah, that is question. Like
Yeah,
when
and then it is in Chinese character. You just have to
yeah.
spell it out like ABC. It's the same thing.
But my name actually has a formal spelling of English
Okay.
pronounced. But if I unable to find his formal spelling of his English name,
So you just write his names, whichever that close to the pronunciation.
okay, thank you.
Because it probably, yes, Zhang and Zhang different, right? So what is close to Zhang, Z-A-N-G? For example, like Zhang is Z-H-A-N-G. So again, it's close to what you heard or what you understand from the Chinese character. I know it's like Guangzhou and Guangzhou. So what's the correct pronunciation for Guangzhou? 你好吗？我很好，好久不见。So so I know how to read. I know how to read Chinese.
But then there will be many versions from different author.
Yeah, okay. So it doesn't matter because whatever it is, you still have to write the references in the reference list. Okay?
Okay, thanks for your answering.
Okay, right. And actually I don't want to encourage you to get articles in other languages because I know what students tend to do. Probably they will just like translate the whole thing and then tada, this is my academic paper. If you just want to have citations, one or two from that particular article, go ahead. But if you were to like translate the whole thing and then put it in your academic paper, I don't want that to happen. Okay, what am I trying to do actually? Okay, I'm asking you what names. Okay, what names should we have for okay, sorry. What names should we have for in-text citations? Okay, so let me open the file. Okay, so this is now in PDF version, then I can just conteng. Okay, is it coming out now? All right. Okay, so please tell me for your in-text citations, let's say you take this article for your in-text citations, what names should we have in the in-text citations?
Nota,
Nota. Lagi? Okay. Nota at all. Why do we need to use at all? Because we have 1, we have 2, we have 3 writers. You are correct, Tan. Yes. Okay, sorry. Ya Allah, what is this? All right. So we have Notar at all, full stop, and then the year of publication would be 2013. All right, 2013. Nota at all, 2013 suggested that, for example, okay, this, let's say example, the paraphrase narrative version. Note, ya Allah, why is it saying it? Okay, why is it like ding? So it should be Notar at all 2013 stated that okay, or if you have it in parenthetical, can you type the parenthetical version? Like we have the paraphrase version, and then in bracket, what do we have? Notar, comma, at all, full stop, comma. Ada koma ke? Sekejap. Sekejap. I don't
Yes.
remember.
Yes. Oh.
Okay, I just to confirm. Yes, yeah, okay, yes. This is in-text citations. Astaghfirullahalazim. Okay, at all. Yes, comma. Anderson at all, comma. And Notar at all. So, confused. I'm confused. Parenthetical, right? Oh, okay, so there is no comma here. Okay, there is no comma here. Okay, I don't know where okay, there is no comma here. Nota at all. Yes, comma, and then 2013. Okay, 2013. Right, okay, again, notar. Okay, in bracket, let's say you have the paraphrase version, notar at all, full stop, comma, 2010, 2013, close bracket, full stop. All right. Okay, teacher pun confused. Teacher confused. Okay, so let's go
Doctor,
back. Mm-hmm.
yeah, doctor, I have a question. It's like my friends. Yeah, her name is, for example, his name is like Lao Tang Chi Hua, and then Lao and Tang is like his famously name, like he get from both his father and mother, like that. So what should I write when I cite these kind of things?
Wow, you have that name. It means that not only
Yeah.
three, he has four.
Yeah, it's like the Lao is he get it from his fathers, and the Tang he get it from his mother. I don't know,
Okay,
like he says Pantang, yeah.
oh, Lao Tang, and what is the other two names?
That one is just like the like for example, like it's Lao Tang Chi Hua like that. But the
Lao
family name
Tang
is
Chi
Lao and
Hua.
Tang. Lao and Tang is family name.
But does he have three names or two names?
Uh,
Okay, this was
you mean you
I
mean
mean,
four?
four. Okay, the example that you gave me.
Yeah,
But I normally see
yeah, four name.
I
Four
normally
name, yeah.
see Chinese names with three names. So he
Yeah,
has
yeah. Normally it's
four.
three names, yeah. So this is a special case, lah.
Ah, special case. Lao Tan Chi Hua. Oh,
Yeah, like this.
oh, like that. Okay. Lao Tan Chi Hua. But this is very, very rare case, right? So if this is the case, then we will have to consider Lao Tan as Lao Tan, okay, Lao Tan, and then followed by the year of publication. Because what's regular is that Chinese names, you have three names, but he has four names. So probably it is understood that the surnames are the two front names. Okay, so we may consider Lao Tan. But again, I have never encountered this before, but it's only logical for us to take the two surnames right in front of his name, okay, which is Lao and Tan. Okay, I hope that I don't
Right.
encounter
All right.
this
Thank you, doctor.
in our real life.
Okay.
Okay,
Then, thank
right.
you.
Welcome.
Hello,
Okay,
madam.
so
Sorry for disturbing you. Malaysian as Chinese also, because some Malay their name is like for example how to say
Siti Nurhaliza, or they have like
Anita Mariana blah 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 they got yeah
for
how should I say
example,
this?
okay, okay, so because Malay names, normally we have many names. Like my name is Johanna, is only one name, but some others they have probably Fatin, Nurul, Shazana, Hawa, Binti, Abdullah, for example, right? Then you have to take Fatin, Nurul, Shazana, Hawa. Got it?
All the names.
Yes, for example, yeah, because that is her name. Four letters, four names. Fatin, Nurul, Shazana, Hawa. Four names. So you have to include all the four. But let's say names is only Johanna or Fatin Hawa. So Fatin Hawa. So, but because that her name itself contains four names, then all the four must be in there. I hope you don't encounter this.
No offense, but I just want to ask,
Mhm.
Malay don't have the difference between the first name and middle name as Western name?
No. There is no differentiation between first name, middle name, or family name. We don't have such thing. So whatever that you see before the bin or binti, that is that individual's name. But for the Arabic name, for example, like Muhammad Hadi Shibli, Muhammad is his name. Hadi could be his father's name. Shibli could be his grandfather's name, if I'm not mistaken. Am I correct? Hadi, probably Hadi is sleeping. Khalid, can you
Any
enlighten?
Malay?
Hadi, Muhammad Hadi Shibli. Your name is Muhammad, right?
My name is Muhammad Hadi. Actually, I have.
Muhammad Hadi. And Shibli is actually your family name?
Yes.
Because I went I deal a lot with Iraqis. They are in Slemani. What normally they have is that they have three names. For example, like let's say they have three names. The first name is their name, the middle one is their father's name, and the third name is their grandfather's name. So that is the
Yes,
Kurdish.
it's technically the same. Sort of.
But your name is Muhammad Hadi.
Yeah, but I'm a special case. I have two names.
Okay, Khalid.
Khaled is studying for the digital test, I think.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so yeah, Malay names, there's no differentiation between first name, middle name, or family name. No, there's no such thing. The names before bin or binti is that individual's name. Okay, so let's go back to this one. This is an internet article written by the organization is actually Northeastern University graduate program. So this is a blog actually. But what is the writer's name if you want to take this as an in-text citations? So the full name is Kelsey Miller. Do you take Kelsey or Miller or Kelsey Miller? So this is the Mak Salih's name. Miller. So it should be Miller 2019. But for the reference list, how do you write Miller's name? Can you type it in the call messages? So let's say you have the parent article here, then we have in bracket MI. So how do you write it for the reference list? Miller 2019. Suggested that. Okay, Miller. So how do you write it for reference list? So it should be Miller, comma, K dot, and then 2019, full stop, and then followed by the benefits of online learning, and then the URL as well. So that is the reference list for Miller, Kelsey Miller. Okay, so I hope you, okay, we don't have much time actually. Let's take a look at another one.
Madam, did you call my name?
Yep, I called your name, but you were busy.
I am so sorry. I was multitasking, studying for revising for my two tests. I'm so sorry.
You have two tests today. Okay, good luck.
Yes, I'm sorry. Thank you. I apologize.
All right, so this name, BMC Health Services Research. Okay, so we have the author's name here. How do we write it for in-text citations? How do we write it for in-text citations? Narrative version. So narrative version, slate, and the year is up here, 2010, slate 2010. stated that, and then paraphrase version. Okay, or you have the parenthetical, you have the paraphrase version or direct quotation, and then slate, comma 2010, full stop. So, or for references, okay, you would have slate, comma, m dot, and 2010, and then followed by the articles, the title of the article. So that is for reference. Okay. Do you guys, aside from other than Khalid, you guys have tests?
Yes, I have 2 tests today.
Today?
Yeah, for me, no.
For shoot. Okay. So Cheng Su Cheng. Okay, that is the name that is displayed on the screen. Okay, so the others you have no test. Okay, so this is about in-text citations, and I also touch on a bit on referencing. Okay, right. For references, you don't have to memorize anything. Okay, basically you just have to refer to the file that I shared with you on e-learning. Okay, I will just quickly go to the file. Okay, sorry. So this is, all right. So sorry, I'm taking too much time here. All right, APA, referencing skill. Okay, again, for referencing skill, references, this is the format for you to write your reference list. Again, for APA, you have to prepare the in-text citations and you must prepare the reference list. So this file shows you how you can write the references for your in-text citations, for the sources that you cited in your in-text, in your academic paper. Okay, but for the reference list that I prepared for you, okay, hold on. Okay, let me go back to the file. All right. Okay, so here, for example, the reference list is already has already been prepared for you. Okay, so like let's say you take this article in your academic paper for the in-text citations, you can just copy and paste this part. Okay, this part, this the ones that fall under this heading, references. So you just have to copy and paste. But let's say you decide to take other articles. You want to search for the articles on your own, go ahead. I don't mind. But you have to find the right sources and you have to use the right format. Okay, so again, if you just take the sources from here, the references have been prepared for you. So you don't have to do anything else aside from copy and pasting in your reference list. But let's say you get other articles, you have to identify the type of source or the source, and you have to follow the right format. Okay. Right. So let me go back to the slides. Okay. So reference list in here. What to include if let's say you want to, let's say the reference, the source is a book, for example. So what are the things that you have to include in your references? Okay. So you just have to follow this, right? Whether it's printed or ebook, book with editors, chapters, short stories, essays, or articles from a book. Again, you have to identify the sources first. Okay, let's say this is an ebook from a website. This is what you need to have in the reference list. Let's say it is an open textbook. Oh, teacher, that's a lot. Yes, that's a lot. And then websites. This is what you will be dealing with a lot. Okay, let's say it's a page or section from a website developed by corporate or group author. So this is the format that you have to follow. You have to have the name of the corporation. The year website was last updated and published. full date, and then the title of page, and then the URL. So this is how the references should look like. Okay, so here, this one. So these are just the components that you need to have in the references. Okay, and then let's say, okay, if the entire website is created by a corporation, institution, or group, okay, so this is what you need to have. So this is the reference list. Okay, beware of the full stop and the comma. Which one you need to italicize. So in this case, is the title of the page. All right. Okay, let's say it's the entire website and you have the author's name. So this is the reference list. Page or section from a website with unknown author. Or teacher, this is so confusing. Yes, it is, but you have to like slowly take a look at it and decide which source. Okay, let's say this is a report or document from a website, corporate or group author, College of Nurses of Ontario, for example. So this is how it looks like. Yep, you don't have to memorize, you just have to open this file. And there is another file actually, not in this version or not on slides version. So it's the same thing, I just copy and paste. So if you refer to journal articles with DOI, okay, so this is the format that you have to follow. Right. Yeah, many others. Okay, many others. Newspaper articles as well. Okay, this is journal articles with no DOI. If there is no DOI, what do you need to include? Okay, because this is probably the printed version of journal article. Okay, for example, this one, journal article from a website, but it has no DOI. So you just have to include the URL. Okay. Right. When you have 21 or more author, okay, what do we do? Okay, so this is the one that I mentioned to you. If you have 21 or more authors, okay, how do we write the reference list? Okay, of course, it should be Kalnay et al. 1996 for in-text citations. But for reference list, you have to state all the 20 names. Okay, first 19 authors. You have to state all the first 19 authors, and then after that, it followed by ellipsis. Okay, the 3 dots here, and then you include the last author's name. The last author's name. Probably this article has 30 authors, so you have to mention the first 19 authors, and then followed by the ellipsis here, ellipsis, and then the last name of the author in that one particular article. So this is how you do for 21 or more authors. Hi, Nemo. Okay, another cat there. Okay, so, and then another one is, let's say one author writes 3 articles in the same year. Okay, and then at the same time, you want to cite all the 3 articles written by that one author. Okay, imagine one author writes 3 articles in the same year, and suddenly you decide to take these 3 articles in your academic paper. How do we do this? Okay, so for example, this one, paraphrase content from first source by this author, Aristotle 2015 A. So you will notice A, and then when you okay, Aristotle, there are two, let's say Aristotle write 2 articles in 2015. Okay, and then you want to take Aristotle, these 2 articles in your academic paper. So the first article, you write A. So in the reference list, Aristotle, J dot 2015 A. So we know, oh, A is this one, is this article. And then another citation comes from the second article. So you have to put B, 2015 B. Okay, and then in your reference list, then it should be like this. 2015b, so that I, as the writer, will know that this one comes from this article. Okay, and then let's say there is another article written by Aristotle in 2015. So what do you need to write? ABC lah, 2015C. So in here, reference list, you should state 2015C. Okay, so A, B, C, D. Right, so we can differentiate which citation comes from which article. So you can't simply have the Aristotle 2015 and then suddenly in the references you have 3 articles from the Aristotle 2015. So I don't know which one is which one, right? So let's say you want to do references for newspaper articles. So you just have to follow the format, right? Okay, magazine, you just have to follow the format. Okay. For the reference list format, it should be alphabetical order A, B, C, and then indented at the second and consecutive lines. No bullets, no numberings, italics whenever necessary. For example, the title of book, article, journal, newspaper, or magazine. Example, this one. Okay, this is alphabetical order. Atirano Tajuddin, Boyd, 2015, Glenn Bocky. So A, B, C. Okay, A, B, C. A, B, C. Okay. A, B, C. And then indented second line. Indented second line. Or the third line, consecutive. Because let's say you have 3 lines. You have 4 lines. So it should be indented. Okay, and then in between the references, it should be 1 line spacing. Okay, so this is single spacing, they themselves, and then in between this citation, this reference and this reference is 1 line spacing, and then italicize wherever needed, right? Okay, so keep details. You have to record the details of the articles that you find, and please have a folder, specific folder for your article so that it will be easier for you to refer to. Okay, for direct quotations, okay, the exercise that I want you to do is already uploaded on e-learning. Okay, this is going to be the last one. Okay, quotation notes and exercises. So what is it that you have to do? All right, let me show it quickly to you. Okay, we have 3 more minutes to 10. Right, so this is the file that I have shared on e-learning. What you need to do is you just have to read all these. You don't have to answer number 1 and number 2, but please read the others. Okay, just read. These are all notes on direct quotations. Okay, so basically it's about punctuations. So direct quotation is, if you still remember, direct quotation is basically the copy and pasting from the article, but you still have to give credit to the writer and you have to use the punctuation marks. Okay, so these are the notes. You just have to read them on your own. Okay, read. So it will tell you whether you need to use capital letter or lowercase, punctuations, comma, or whatever. Yes, these are all mentioned in here. And the practice that you have to submit after the mid-semester break is this one, practice 1, punctuating direct quotations. The deadline would be on, I don't remember, but you can check out on e-learning, but it's actually after the mid-semester break. Probably on the 15 December. Yes, 15 December, 11:59 p.m. So we have class on Thursday, right? So remember that you have to submit this exercise on e-learning on the 15th of December. Okay, so what do you need to do here? Okay, because that you have read, okay, let's say you have read the notes, how to put the punctuations. For this practice, you just have to add the punctuations to the following direct quotations. Change the capitalization if necessary. Okay, so there are 5 sentences here. Where do you put the quotation marks? Where do you put the comma? Where should you have the capital letters and everything? Okay, you can type, you can write. You can just edit this file if you want and upload your file on e-learning. All right, so that's all for today. Any question? Are you guys okay or KO?
KO.
KO. Which part especially? Which part especially? Okay, KO, I don't know why is it KO. Is it because of the APA formatting style, or is it because the test that you will have to take after this? Anyway, good luck, all the best. If you have questions, please let me know. I hope I can answer your questions. And please enjoy your mid-semester break. Don't get so stressed out, and enjoy the time that you have next week. All right. Okay. So since you have no questions, then we will end our Google Meet session today, and I will upload the recording later. All right. Okay. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.
Welcome.
Thank you, madam.
You're welcome.
Thank you, doctor. And I am sorry again for what happened.